Hi, I'm Marci Liroff, and I'm going to tell you my casting story on E.T. This was kind of at the beginning of my career, quite honestly, and we were looking for the lead boy in E.T. and we found this little boy that was really wonderful, and we had choices for all the kids that were going to play his friends. And we wanted to put them all together and see what they would be like, kind of like a chemistry read, but it wasn't really a reading. We invited them over to the writer's house, Melissa Matheson, to play Dungeons and Dragons, and we would kind of sit around the outskirts of the room and just watch them. So they started playing, and in a few minutes it became really clear that none of the other boys liked this little boy. And you know, like when you play a game, your true spirit comes out, and he wasn't getting along with anybody else, really through no fault of his own, but we realized he was not our kid. It just didn't make sense. So I had to start over from scratch. So we got a call from Sissy Spacek, actually. She and her husband Jack Fisk just completed a film called Raggedy Man, and they used this little boy named Henry Thomas to play her son. And he's this little kid from a farm who lived in Texas. So we flew him out, and we had him sit in the outer office and read the script, because Spielberg never gives out his scripts to anyone. And we told him the story, and like I said, he read the script, and then we were going to have him do an improv. And my boss at the time, Mike Fenton, was going to play an FBI guy who was coming to the house to take E.T. away. He knew that Henry had E.T., and Henry's job was to do anything he could do to talk him out of taking his E.T. away. So hopefully you can watch the clip on YouTube that shows the audition. But in a few seconds, Henry just threw himself into this scene. I mean, it shows what kids do when they can use their imagination and do make-believe. And this is really what most adult actors try to get back to, that innocence and that purity of being a kid and using your imagination. So in a few seconds, the little lips started quivering, and he started crying. No, you can't take him away, you can't take him away. And now behind the camera is myself and Kathy Kennedy and Frank Marshall and Steven Spielberg. We're all like weeping. This kid had this effect on us. In a few seconds, we were all crying. And finally, towards the end of the improv, Mike's still trying to, negotiate getting E.T. back. Spielberg kind of nudges him and says, "Mike, tell him you can keep him. Tell him you can keep him." We all kind of like, phew. And he's like, "Well, Henry, we're going to let you keep him." And then Spielberg shouts from the back, and he says, "You got the job, kid." And we all burst into laughter and wiping away our tears, and that's how he got the job. It was an amazing scene, and I'm so fortunate to have been in that room and been part of it.